Hello, my name's Carol Baker and I'm from Classroom Wellbeing, and I'm here to talk to you today about doing some yoga at your desk. I'm not sure if you did it in your PE lessons, but let's look at what we can do at the desk to help you. Yoga is very good for tension and stress, and it helps you breathe more easily and it gives you more energy. So what we're going to focus on today is the spine itself. So your spine is integral to everything that you do. It supports you in an upright position. But what happens is when we get to a certain age, i.e. school age, we learn to sit on a chair. And when we sit on a chair, we slump because we don't have to sit up anymore. So when we slump back on a chair, we forget to use the stomach muscles and we put a lot of pressure on our back. So therefore when we stand, we end up doing the same thing. The other thing that happens when we slump is that our lungs kind of get a bit squished, and so we get very tired. And if we, even worse, we slump over the desk like this. And we've basically not got much room left to breathe at all because the lungs are like squashed right down. Imagine your lungs are two balloons. So ideally you want to sit up tall so the balloons can expand and contract to help you breathe more easily. So the spine is really clever. It's made up of 24 vertebrae, and as I say, it supports you in an upright position from the top of your head to the tip of where your tail used to be. And what we're going to look at is some movements that the spine can make. So the first thing we're going to look at is to bend the spine sideways, which is not something we do very often. So if you take one hand onto the base of your chair, make sure your chair's nice and firm, you've got room with the person next to you, and then the other hand's going to go up in the air. So as you lift that top hand up in the air, make sure again you don't hunch your shoulder up. So you're going to take a deep breath in and reach up for the ceiling. And then as you breathe out, you're going to lean across to the side. Now you need to keep both sitting bones on the chair, otherwise you're going to fall off. So you're grabbing hold of the side or the bottom of your chair and you're stretching. So a side bend is really good at opening up all of this space here in your rib cage. So your intercostal muscles are going to stretch. And that in turn is going to give you a little bit more capacity to breathe. And it's also going to keep your spine flexible. And we don't do side bends very often really. So again, we keep inhaling to try and lengthen the fingertips, and as we exhale, we might just go another millimetre or so. Keeping the shoulder relaxed, letting the side of the neck gently release as well. And we're going to do 5 to 10 breaths here, opening up what is the right side of the body initially for me. So I've got my right arm up in the air. And then after those 5 nice, slow, deep breaths, we're going to come back up again. And we're going to feel a bit longer on this side than the other. So we're going to swap over. The other thing that you often find is it's easier to do a pose one way than the other because you carry stuff on one side more, so you get a bit tighter and a bit stiffer on that side as well as a bit stronger. So again, I'm going to lengthen on the inhale, take my left arm up this time, holding onto the chair with my right hand, feet solidly on the floor. And as I exhale, I'm going the other way. And so it might be this side is the same, hopefully, but it might be you're a bit tighter on this side because you carry your bag on this shoulder, or you carry heavy stuff on this hip. So again, lengthen on the inhale, and on the exhale, you'll probably just go a little bit further. Again, don't hunch the shoulders, keep those nice and relaxed, keep your neck nice and long. Keep some nice, slow, deep breaths. And it's not a competition to see how far you can force it, you're just letting gravity take you over. And after your 5 nice, deep, slow breaths, again, you'll come back up again. Okay, and hopefully you've lengthened out. My advice is if one side is a bit tighter than the other, you probably want to repeat the tight side again. So the next movement we're going to look at is twists. So imagine that the spine kind of moves like this, like you were wringing a dishcloth out. And when we move the spine in a twisting motion, we stimulate the central nervous system, but we also help with the digestive system. So twists are very good, A, if you're feeling stressed, and B, maybe if that stress has affected digestion. They're good for kind of unwinding you if you're feeling stressed, but they're also quite good for pepping up if you're feeling a little bit tired. So the principle of a twist is you take one hand, so I'm taking my left hand onto the right side of my chair, onto my right leg, and I'm taking my right hand around the back of the chair. Okay, my bottom's going to stay stuck to the chair, but I'm going to twist from my spine. So I'm going to think about all those 24 vertebrae from the base of my spine all the way up to the top of my head. I'm going to breathe in because I want to be tall, I don't want to be slumped. And as I breathe out, I'm going to turn. And I'm using this left hand on the chair on my thigh to turn me around. So looking over my right shoulder. Now I'm going to take another in-breath. I'm going to try and go a little bit taller. And then I can use this other hand on the back of the chair and see if I can turn a little bit further still. Again, I'm not trying to force it, I'm just using my breath. So again, 5 or 6 breaths. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, I'm slowly turning in. Each time I breathe out, I can probably manage another millimetre. And I can feel it through my waist, I can feel tension releasing in my shoulders and my neck. And after my 5 really deep, slow breaths, got another couple to go. Inhale to lengthen, exhale round. Then I'm going to unwind it slowly, all the way back round to the front. Okay, I'm going to try it on the other side. So again, one side might be more challenging than the other. It might be because you're, again, tighter or stronger on one side of the body. You might play a sport, that, like, you know, a tennis or football or racket sport or anything. So you're going to swap over. So my right hand's on my left leg this time. My left hand's around the back of the chair, and it can go as far around as it was once. But I don't want to force this. I'm not trying to force myself around, okay? I'm lengthening as I inhale, nice tall spine, so you're going to be the tallest. And as I exhale, again, I'm turning over that left shoulder. So inhale, make yourself really tall. Exhale, you're using this right arm just as a lever to slowly turn you around. It may be another millimetre there. Keep both sitting bones on the chair. Inhale, be really tall. Exhale slowly. Let's do another 2 breaths. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, this unwinding. And again, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, unwinding. And then gently undo it. Come all the way back to the centre again. Okay, so I've gone sideways with the spine and I've twisted the spine. And we'll look at forward and backwards in another session.